Hello, I'm Drew Merget from the Warfront Military Antiques Sales and Consignment, and located here in Kirkland, Washington. Today I wanted to do a quick overview on canteens. We see a lot of them, and there's a lot of variations in canteens. Well, these are the American canteens. We'll start off the 1910 model that they went to, which you see during World War One, is an all aluminum with a weld down the side, metal cap. And quite often, there'll be a date on the back. This one's US 1918, made by the BA company. And there's multiple makers of these. You'll see all different markings. And then during the Second World War, they still used the same canteen. This one's dated 1942. And then around late 42, 43, they switched to an entirely different make of canteen with a seam in the middle. It's no longer aluminum. It's usually dated on the bottom right here with a plastic cap. And they'll always have cork in here. Sometimes that falls out to seal it up. And it's chained to the canteen. Now, every canteen was issued with a cup. And they will generally be dated. This one's dated 1945. This one's dated 1918, made by LF&C. So there'll be a maker mark. You will see World War I canteens issued during World War II. Now this is kind of an odd variant. During World War II, they experimented with a plastic canteen, which is very limited, and they also went to a black enamel. They're almost always dated 1942. There were only two makers of these. They did get issued, but you don't see a lot of them because the enamel would chip and get damaged. And then around the 1960s, we went to a plastic canteen, which was used up through the 90s. This is Vietnam era. They're usually dated on the bottom, 1966. And then the covers vary greatly. The World War II and World War I cover are very similar. However, generally on the World War I cover, there'll be a maker date and a maker and a date on the inside flap. During World War II, they're often faded, but they're usually stamped on the back with the maker and the date. As the war went on, later in the war, in 1945, late 44, they started using a darker green. And then you'll also see transitions with dark green and light. They were just using up materials. And they're always lined with a felt lining. Now, come Vietnam, they changed the system in the back from hooks to these snaps. And then you'll hear a lot of, and the snap's different also. We have this push called the push to dot. Around Vietnam, 1950s, 60s, they went to a simple snap. So you'll find a lot of variations in canteens, and it's very common to find an original canteen set from World War II with everything mismatched. Different dates on the canteen, different dates on the cover. They would mix and match these. But remember, every soldier had one of these. There were 12 million people in the service in World War II United States, so there's a lot of canteens and a lot of variants. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask us, and thanks for watching.